Nature's Healing TV presents. What happens to your body when you eat pumpkin seeds every day? What if one of the most powerful foods for supporting your body was hiding inside a pumpkin, and most people simply throw the seeds away? Pumpkin seeds may look small, but they are remarkably nutrient-dense. They contain plant protein, healthy and saturated fats, magnesium, zinc, phosphorus, iron, potassium, phytosterols, tocopherols, and other bioactive compounds. Modern research is increasingly studying pumpkin seeds as a functional food. While traditional cultures have used them for generations as both food and medicine, but what actually happens when you eat pumpkin seeds regularly? Can they support your heart, your blood, your muscles and nerves, your immune system, your prostate and urinary health? And what about the traditional claims surrounding parasites, blood sugar and inflammation? Today, we are separating the established nutritional benefits, promising scientific evidence, and traditional knowledge, so you can understand exactly what pumpkin seeds may do for your body. And stay until the end, because I will also show you how to prepare pumpkin seeds properly, how much you can reasonably eat, and mistakes you should avoid. Welcome to Nature's Healing TV. Part 1. First, understand what you are eating. Pumpkin seeds are the edible seeds found inside pumpkins and other members of the squash family. They can be eaten raw, roasted, cooked, ground into powder, added to meals, or processed into pumpkin seed oil. You may also hear the word pepitas. Pepitas are generally pumpkin seeds with their hard outer shells removed. But here's what makes pumpkin seeds interesting. They are not simply a crunchy snack. They contain a combination of protein, healthy fats, minerals, fiber and plant compounds that can contribute to an overall nutritious diet. So when you eat pumpkin seeds every day, you are not consuming one magical nutrient. You are giving your body a package of different nutrients working together. And that is where the real story begins. Part 2. Your body gets a mineral boost. One of the biggest nutritional advantages of pumpkin seeds is their mineral content. They provide substantial amounts of magnesium, phosphorus, zinc, potassium, iron, manganese, and copper. Among these minerals, magnesium deserves special attention. Magnesium participates in hundreds of biochemical reactions throughout the body. It is involved in normal muscle and nerve function, energy metabolism, and many other physiological processes. That means regularly eating nutrient-dense foods containing magnesium can help you meet your nutritional needs. Pumpkin seeds are therefore particularly interesting for people whose diets are low in mineral-rich foods. But remember, more is not always better. You do not need to eat huge quantities of pumpkin seeds to benefit from them. They are concentrated foods, so a moderate serving can go a long way. From their healthy fats, pumpkin seeds contain predominantly unsaturated fatty acids. These include polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats. They also contain plant compounds called phytosterols. Phytosterols are structurally similar to cholesterol and have been studied for their potential role in cholesterol metabolism. This is one reason pumpkin seeds are being investigated for cardiovascular health. But let's be precise. Eating pumpkin seeds does not mean that they will automatically clear blocked arteries or cure high cholesterol. That would be an exaggeration. What the evidence supports is that pumpkin seeds contain nutrients and bioactive compounds that may contribute to a heart-friendly dietary pattern. And that distinction is extremely important. Food can support health without being a cure. Part 4. They may support your blood and red blood cell production. Pumpkin seeds contain iron, copper, folate and protein nutrients involved in normal blood formation and general nutritional health. This has led researchers to investigate pumpkin seeds in relation to anemia and nutritional deficiencies. However, there is another important fact. If you have anemia, simply eating pumpkin seeds may not correct the underlying cause. Anemia can result from iron deficiency, vitamin deficiencies, chronic disease, blood loss, infections, and other conditions. So pumpkin seeds can be part of a nutrient-rich diet, but they should never replace proper evaluation when anemia is suspected. This is particularly important if you experience persistent fatigue, weakness, dizziness, shortness of breath, or unusual paleness. Part 5. Your immune system gets important nutrients. Now let's talk about zinc. Pumpkin seeds are a useful dietary source of zinc. Zinc is essential for normal immune function, wound healing, DNA synthesis, and many other biological processes. The important lesson is not that pumpkin seeds are an immune cure. The lesson is that adequate nutrition supports normal immune function, and pumpkin seeds can contribute to that nutritional foundation. Their antioxidant compounds, including tocopherols and various polyphenolic compounds, are also being investigated for their ability to help protect cells against oxidative stress. Part 6. So your muscles and nervous system receive support. Here is another reason magnesium matters. Your muscles and nervous system depend on proper mineral balance. Magnesium participates in normal neuromuscular function. Therefore, regularly including magnesium-rich foods such as pumpkin seeds can contribute to a healthy diet. Some people even associate pumpkin seeds with relaxation and better sleep. Why? Because pumpkin seeds contain magnesium and also contain the amino acid tryptophan. But let's separate fact from hype. It would be too strong to say, eat pumpkin seeds and insomnia will disappear. There isn't enough clinical evidence to make such a promise. Instead, think of pumpkin seeds as one nutritious food that may contribute to an overall diet, supporting normal nervous system function. Part 7. What about blood sugar? This is where things become particularly interesting. Pumpkin seeds contain protein, fats, and fiber, and some research suggests that incorporating pumpkin seeds into meals may influence post-meal blood glucose responses. Researchers are also investigating pumpkin seed compounds for possible effects on glucose metabolism. But there is an important warning. Pumpkin seeds are not a diabetes cure. They cannot replace prescribed diabetes medication, blood glucose monitoring, exercise, or a medically appropriate diet. If you have diabetes, consider pumpkin seeds as a nutrient-rich food that can fit into an appropriate eating pattern, not as a replacement for treatment. Part 8. Your digestive system may benefit. Pumpkin seeds contain dietary fiber, although the exact amount depends on whether you eat them whole, shelled, and how they are processed. Fiber contributes to normal digestive health and can help support bowel regularity. But there is a fascinating traditional story here. For centuries, pumpkin seeds have been associated with traditional approaches to intestinal parasites. Historical and pharmacological literature documents their traditional use as an anthelmintic, meaning a substance used against intestinal worms. Modern laboratory and animal studies have also investigated compounds in pumpkin seeds for antiparasitic activity. But and this is very important, traditional use and promising laboratory evidence are not the same thing as a proven human treatment. So don't use pumpkin seeds as a substitute for diagnosis and appropriate antiparasitic treatment if you suspect you have worms. Part 9. The traditional connection to the urinary system. This is one of the most fascinating parts of pumpkin seed history. Traditional medicine in different regions has used pumpkin seeds for urinary complaints and prostate-related problems. Historical sources describe their use for urinary ailments, irritated bladder, and prostate enlargement. Modern research has continued investigating pumpkin seeds and pumpkin seed oil for urinary and prostate health. This is particularly interesting because pumpkin seeds contain phytosterols and other bioactive compounds that researchers are studying for possible effects on these systems. But again, pumpkin seeds are not a proven cure for prostate enlargement. If you have frequent urination, difficulty starting urination, weak urine flow, blood in your urine, severe urinary pain, or urinary retention, seek medical evaluation. Traditional wisdom can inspire scientific investigation, but it should not replace medical diagnosis. Part 1. Pumpkin seeds and inflammation. Pumpkin seeds contain several bioactive compounds, including phenolics, flavonoids, phytosterols, and tocopherols. These compounds have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory activities in laboratory and preclinical research. That sounds impressive, but we must be careful. A compound showing anti-inflammatory activity in a laboratory experiment does not automatically mean that eating pumpkin seeds will treat inflammatory disease in humans. This is one of the biggest mistakes made in natural health content. We must respect the difference between traditional knowledge, laboratory evidence, animal studies, and human clinical trials. They are not equal. Part 11. Possible benefits that are often overlooked. Now let's classify the benefits. Established nutritional benefits. Pumpkin seeds provide protein, healthy fats, magnesium, zinc, phosphorus, iron, potassium, manganese, copper, fiber, and various plant compounds. These nutrients contribute to normal body functions, promising but still developing benefits. Researchers are investigating pumpkin seeds and their compounds for cardiovascular health, blood glucose regulation, antioxidant activity, inflammation, urinary and prostate health, antiparasitic activity, and other metabolic effects. Traditional USES. Traditional practices have included pumpkin seeds for intestinal worms, urinary problems, bladder complaints, and prostate-related symptoms. But traditional use should be respected as historical knowledge, not automatically presented as clinical proof. Part 12. How to prepare pumpkin seeds. Now let's talk about preparation. If you are removing seeds directly from a fresh pumpkin, separate the seeds from the pulp. Wash them thoroughly, then allow them to dry. You can eat them raw if they are properly cleaned and suitable for consumption. You can also roast them. For a simple preparation, spread clean, dry seeds on a baking tray and roast them until lightly crisp. Avoid burning them. You can season them lightly with spices such as ginger, garlic powder, or a small amount of salt, depending on your dietary needs. Another option is to grind the seeds into a powder. Pumpkin seed powder can be added to smoothies, oatmeal, yogurt, soups, salads, PAP, or other suitable meals. You can also sprinkle them over vegetables or use them as a crunchy topping. The goal is simple. Make pumpkin seeds part of your diet rather than treating them like a miracle medicine. Part 13. How much should you eat? There is no universal, magical number of pumpkin seeds that everyone must eat every day. A practical approach is to use a small to moderate serving, such as a small handful, depending on your total calorie needs and diet. Remember that seeds are energy-dense because they contain significant amounts of fat, so eating large quantities every day can add substantial calories. And if you suddenly increase your intake dramatically, the fiber and fat may cause digestive discomfort in some people. Start modestly, listen to your body, and make them part of a balanced diet. Part 14. Who should be careful? Pumpkin seeds are generally considered a nutritious food for most people, but they are not appropriate for everyone in unlimited quantities. If you have a pumpkin seed allergy, obviously avoid them. If you have digestive sensitivity, large quantities may cause bloating or discomfort. If you need to restrict certain nutrients because of a medical condition, speak with your healthcare professional before making major dietary changes. And be careful with heavily salted commercial pumpkin seeds if you are trying to reduce sodium intake. The healthiest pumpkin seed preparation is usually the simplest, clean, minimally processed, and not overloaded with salt, sugar, or unhealthy coatings. Part 15. The biggest mistake to avoid. Here is the biggest mistake. Don't take a healthy food and turn it into a miracle cure. Pumpkin seeds are nutritious. They contain valuable minerals. They provide protein and healthy fats. They contain phytosterols and antioxidant compounds. They have a long history of traditional use, and scientific research is increasingly interested in their potential health effects. But pumpkin seeds cannot replace a balanced diet, adequate physical activity, proper sleep, medical diagnosis, prescribed medication, or professional treatment when you actually have a disease. The strongest natural health strategy is not finding one miracle food. It is building a miracle quality diet from many nutritious foods. Final message. So, what happens when you eat pumpkin seeds every day? Your body receives a concentrated source of protein, healthy fats, magnesium, zinc, phosphorus, iron, potassium, fiber, and plant bioactive compounds. These nutrients can support normal muscle and nerve function, immune function, blood formation, energy metabolism, and overall nutritional health. Research also suggests promising possibilities involving cardiovascular health, blood sugar regulation, oxidative stress, inflammation, urinary health, and other areas, but some of these benefits still require stronger human clinical evidence. And perhaps the greatest lesson is this: traditional knowledge should not be mocked, but it should be investigated. Science should not destroy traditional wisdom, and traditional wisdom should not be presented as science before it has been properly tested. Pumpkin seeds give us a beautiful example of how something that was once treated as agricultural waste can become recognized as a valuable, nutrient-rich food. So the next time you open a pumpkin, don't be so quick to throw those seeds away. Clean them, prepare them properly, eat them in moderation, and let them become one small part of a much bigger commitment to healthy living. This is Nature's Healing TV, where we explore nature, nutrition, and traditional knowledge while separating promising health information from exaggerated claims. If you learned something valuable from this video, like the video, subscribe to Nature's Healing TV, and share this information with someone who needs to hear it. And tell us in the comments, do you eat pumpkin seeds raw, roasted, or ground into powder? Until next time, nature provides the resources. Wisdom teaches us how to use them, and responsible knowledge helps us use them safely. Stay healthy, stay informed, and stay connected to Nature's Healing TV. This video is for educational and traditional knowledge purposes only, and it's not a substitute for professional medical advice or diagnosis. So be warned.